Got friends all over the land, trying to bring folks close hand in hand, so you can hear the thoughts of both woman and man. Lynn and Friends. From city to city, town to town, Lynn's gonna tell y'all what's going down. She's a Motown girl.
Lynn and Friends show. We're here at the Jacksonville Jazz Festival here in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, everyone has heard of the movie Ray with the Academy Award winner Jamie Foxx. Now, there's a particular role in this film, Art Tatum. If you know jazz, you know Art Tatum. And when the casting was being held for this particular movie, for Ray, you know, everyone's excited. They said, well, who can we get to play Art Tatum? Then they called the one and only. The director said, oh my God, let's call Johnny O'Neill. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mr. Johnny O'Neill.
How you doing there?
All right. How you doing?
Pleasure.
Thank
Good
you.
to be here.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I tell you, to go back to Ray, I tell you, it was one of the most gratifying moments in my life, because when I got the call to do Ray, I actually thought someone was playing a joke on me. It was like an early morning call. The lady from, actually the first production was Crusade Pictures. I get this early morning call. The lady said, Johnny O'Neill? I said, yes. She said, you was highly recommended to play in an upcoming movie, which was initially called Unchained My Heart. They changed the name because Ray passed during the filming of it, so they decided to change it to Ray. And then I think Warner Brothers bought the rights for Crusade. So I thought it was one of my friends playing a joke on me. You know, a movie part, of course. I said, yeah, right. So I looked on my call ID. I saw it was Crusade Pictures. Mind you, it was about 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm half asleep. So I looked at my call ID and I saw Miss, I'm so sorry. She said, well, you was highly recommended from two great pianists, Oliver Jones and Oscar Peterson, to play the part of Art Tatum. I said, okay. I mean, I was baffled momentarily. I couldn't say anything, you know. I said, well, when you want to do, can you leave today to come do the screen test? Immediately. Yes. It was that morning. I left that afternoon, and they had me come. They flew me down to New Orleans, which I filmed my segment there. And so I did the screen test, and they had me play like 3 songs, and the director, Taylor Hackford, saw me play. They made me up, of course, and gave me the look and everything. And when I played, he said, you got the part. Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Oh, my God.
And it was really great. And I tell you, Jamie Foxx was such an honor to work with him. And he was like, honestly, he was like a little kid on the set.
I can imagine.
He was like, we were doing certain scenes, and Jamie would hear me play, and he would forget his lines. He said, man, I'm listening to that piano player. He off the damn chain. You know,
I can imagine.
We off the chain. But actually, I had more part in that movie. But you know, when they take it to the floorboard, they edited it out. I did 3 songs, but only 1 made it to the silver screen. So that was, for me, that was really a great honor to, especially to play one of the greatest pianists that ever lived.
Yes.
You know.
No doubt. You're self-taught, but at the same time, your father was a pianist.
My father was a pianist, and I'm a late bloomer. For most people, starting at a teenager, that's pretty late as you know, to start begin a career as playing the piano. I heard my dad play the very famous, which a lot of people would know, the old timers would know about, After Hours.
Oh, yes.
I heard my dad play that at a house party. I knew then that I wanted to play piano, so he couldn't teach me himself because he was self-taught. So he sent me to a friend of his, and I only had maybe like a few months of lessons.
Okay.
I just developed this ear, and I started playing for the church immediately, like a month after I took my first piano lesson. And I give all the grace of God to glory to God, because He gave me my gift, and it was just, I was just an extension. I think God anointed me musically, and He just gave me this gift. And what's more gratifying for me, that I come along at an era where I had the opportunity to play with the masters such as Dizzy Gillespie.
Yes, well, I got Sarah Vaughan. Come on now, Carmen McRae. Come on.
Art Blakey and the Jazz, Milt Jackson. The list goes on.
And then I told you my first album my grandfather gave me was Monty Alexander. Oh,
Monty
my God.
That's my very dear friend. In fact, we have a recording out together on Chester Records.
All right.
Yes.
Well, listen, you definitely need to pick that up. Monty Alexander is truly the man.
Absolutely.
And then you're from Detroit. I know you're from the Motor City, man.
I'm from Detroit, Michigan. And you know the thing about Detroit, you can go anywhere in the world. If you're an artist and you say you're from Detroit, you get the ultimate respect right away.
That's true. You know Ray Charles personally?
No, I really didn't know him personally, and he was not on the set when I was there. But I did meet him about 20 plus years ago in France.
Okay.
I opened up for him years ago.
Okay.
You know.
And also, let's talk about now, you were inducted into the Alabama Hall of Fame in 1998. So how you get in Alabama? Now, were you born and raised in Detroit?
How that happened, my father was from Alabama.
Okay.
And then Alabama actually was the first place I had my first gig right out of high school, 17 years old. And I made $150 a week down in Birmingham in 1974.
Oh, you was getting
that was
paid.
a lot of money in those days. You know? I've gone back to Birmingham, played concerts and festivals, and so they inducted me in the Alabama Jazz Hall of Fame, which I didn't know I was being inducted. That was another surprise.
Wow.
They really set me up good. Oh, it was, so, and then they got me in the museum next to the great Nat King Cole and Lionel Hampton, a lot of great Alabama performers and legends.
Wow.
So, you know,
you've had
music washes away the dust of everyday's life, and I'm glad to be a part of it. And one thing that's been gratifying for me, that I come along in an era where I was really blessed to have played with all the masters.
Yes.
I was young when I was with them, but all I'm doing now is passing it on to this generation.
Well, what advice do you have for this generation? I mean, with music not being in the schools currently, what advice do you have? I know my husband, when he was young, his father gave him a bass guitar, and it was like, hey, you play this, I'm supporting you in this, and you take this and you know, move forward in your music, and he played music and so forth. So what advice do you have for young children today?
Well, you mean as far as this, if they want to play
jazz, music, be a musician, and so forth?
Well, now, today in this generation, there's more opportunities now, because you have more of in the college systems and stuff now, and the thing about jazz, it's not that people don't like jazz. Jazz at one time never got the exposure like rock and roll and all that. But, because I can find in my experiences of just performing in front of young audiences, when they actually can see you performing and do it live, they become so fascinated.
Yes.
That can be done on the piano.
Yes.
So it inspires more people.
Yes.
It's more, advertisement is the key to success, and jazz is America's only true